Can I answer that before you? Because I'll forget the first question. It's a really good one too. So hopefully you can remember the other questions better than I can. Um, so suffering, remember dukkha. The Buddha talked about dukkha. And then he talked about other types, three other types, the mind, the unnecessary mind-made dukkha, sankhara dukkha, and so on. The dukkha doesn't stop, so there's still a hurt, and there's still that concern, but it doesn't feel anything like the extra dukkha that results from the proliferation of the mind.
The dukkha means the second arrow. Is that what you call
This dukkha is that kind of primary. It's like just the general pain that arises from being a human being in this world. You stub your toe. You feel sadness when a loved one dies. You feel these things that arise based on living in the world as a human being. That's just kind of your baseline level of suffering that arises from being a human being and is unavoidable. The other three types of dukkha are the optional ones, the unnecessary dukkha that's added on. It's the second arrow, to use the simile of the two arrows in the Buddha's teaching. The first arrow is that baseline pain of the air. Then the second arrow is what we add on through papancha, that proliferation, believing the thoughts that arise around it. So to answer your question, the baseline suffering doesn't cease, but the extra, and it took a bit of time. I must say, I felt like there was a bit of a chess match going on. I actually felt for almost did the whole day when the news, I really just had to practice to investigate and see what was going on. And I could actually see the fear thoughts starting to arise. There was a real pull to believe them. And then something would kick in and go, yeah, that's not a believable thought. That's just a thought that's going to create more suffering. And then another thought, yeah, but. And it really felt like there was a chess game going on between this aspect of spirit and this aspect of ego. Almost playing out a game. So I felt some of that fear, that extra suffering as well. And I felt also that as it was seen through, that there was real remnants of the ego falling away. And then that's when it felt more like grace than anything else.
And were you able to sustain this new state, or did you regress?
No. Well, see, once the ego is seen for what it is, once it's recognized, it really it's trying to reconstitute itself. If it's seen and recognized, it really just dissolves. It really fizzles out. It's kind of a unsuccessful building project, you could say. It doesn't successfully reconstitute itself. It doesn't mean that can't happen, but in this case, it didn't. It didn't happen.